So it's a rainy day today in the PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds map, and just to make things that bit more intense, playing first-person mode today. It's one of the first times I've tried it in solo mode here. I've tried it a few times in duo mode. I think it's just come out in squad as well, but personally I think I prefer it a lot more than third person. Just pick up some armor there. So just have a look around these buildings here and see what we can find. Hopefully there's nobody around. I think the plan is here. I'm going to try and find a boat and move up the river towards the city. Because we're not doing too well on equipment right now. Need a few things. Scope for one. Thought that was a level 2 back there for a second, but unfortunately not. So I'm just going to loot these two buildings here, then hopefully head down the river and find a boat. Fingers crossed. So I can see a boat just down the river there, so we'll head down. I've just checked the map, and sure enough, if we follow the river all the way down, we'll reach the town of Joyapol. So that seems like a pretty good plan. Obviously you're a bit of a target for bullets heading down the river in a boat, but we'll try our best to stay out of trouble. Try and make the trip as quick as possible. I might stop off at some buildings on the way down, depending on how it looks. Based on the way the plane, that's it, not balloon, flew over the map. This west side of the map should be pretty unlooted, but as I say, we'll have a look on the way down, and we'll see what we can find. Oh, another boat there, luckily unoccupied. So we'll make our way down here. So just looking at the map here, I see that we're going to be coming across a little group of buildings on the north side of the river. So we'll have a look in, because ideally we can get everything we need from this little area of buildings here, so we don't have to make our way all the way into the city, where I'm sure there's plenty of players. We want to kind of keep our head low here while we haven't got much gear. So we'll jump into the river here, which I'm sure is very cold on a day like today. And we'll clamber up the river here on the north side. Very exposed here as we ascend rather the riverbank. Just have a check around, make sure there's no people, and we'll make our way towards this little cluster of buildings here. As I think I mentioned earlier, this west side of the map. I'd be surprised if the buildings were all picked clean. Looking here, I can see that it doesn't look like there's been anyone here. Car in the distance there, that might be useful later on when the zone starts to move in. So we'll make our way into this little area here. You can see the door's closed, which is a promising sign that no one's been here before. We'll close that there. Oh, so I see there's a door open, so there's definitely been people here before. Whether they're still here or not is a different story. I'll be inclined to say no, based on what I can see. But you never know if they're still here or not. Obviously the rain making it very hard to hear people. So we'll just have a look upstairs, make sure it's all clear, and then we'll move into the rest of the buildings here, where hopefully we don't bump into anyone, but if we do, we've got our trusty shotgun here, so it would be the end of the world. It's not as if we haven't got anything. Oh, so our car has just been taken by another player. Hopefully that's the player that was just here. Well, turns out there was somebody in here after all. That gave me a bit of a jump. Not gonna lie, my heart's beating pretty quickly right now. Oh, I think I can hear someone else. Oh, okay. Got him. That was a nerve-wracking moment to say the least. This guy has lots of gear though, which is very good. This is going to set us up nicely for the rest of the game. Got two pretty looted, well-equipped players here to steal from. Here a buggy going past, but that's the least of my worries now. After we loot these guys, we should be pretty set up by the looks of things here. Got a nice SKS rifle with a 4x scope on, which would be excellent for picking people off at medium to long range. Also got a red dot sight to switch out to in case we need to engage at a shorter distance as well. So we'll just finish looting up here and we'll make our way back across the south side of the river, which is where the zone seems to be moving inwards to. And fingers crossed we can survive for longer still. So we've got a bit unlucky with the zone here. We've got a bit of a trek to get into it, and we've only got a minute on the timer. And we're highly exposed here as we run across this field. Hopefully we don't bump into any of the players, but if we do, we'll try and obviously come out on top. Let's say we've got another 30 seconds left before we're engulfed, but we've got about 50 seconds to run there. So fingers crossed that should be... Oh, a player. Terrible shooting there, but we got him down in the end. No real time to loot him though, so we're gonna have to keep on running here. Obviously we made a bit of a noise there as we took down that fellow. So we have to keep on running until we safely make it into the zone. Looks like it's on this big hill up here, so hopefully we can maybe get on top of it and see what we can see. Try and pick a few people off. Bit of a strange placement for a Jeep here. This has definitely been dropped off by a player, but looks like it's been abandoned since. It's always tempting to jump in and drive it into the zone, but I feel like with only 15 people alive now, probably not the best idea. I think especially with this 4x scope on this SKS, we can control the engagements to our advantage, hopefully. And I think if we drive around in a Jeep, we won't have the opportunity to do that. So we'll continue to run into the zone here and find ourselves a nice firing position. Oh, there's another player there. Hopefully we can get the drop on this guy. Whip out the SKS here, try and shoot him in the back as he runs into the zone. There's a nice clean kill there. 3 shots is all it took to take him out. Nice big powerful rifle here. Unfortunately we're not going to be able to loot him as he's outside the zone now. So made a lot of noise there. So anybody on this mountain knows exactly where we are. So I'll try and get a bit of cover behind this little rock. Heal up. Also we're in a very bad spot here. Silhouetted badly on this this rock. See anybody else moving into the zone? Can't. I think, to be honest with you, most people will be on the elevation above us now. At least that's where I'd like to be ideally, so using that logic, that's where I'd imagine everyone else would be, but I guess everyone thinks differently, so it's kind of flawed. So we'll just have another look around here, see if we see anybody before we make a move into the zone. Got another bit of a trek here. Looks like it's going to end in on this grassy foresty area, so it might be worth switching out scopes in a second to the red dot sight. Just having one last look around before I make a move. And we'll just grab ourselves a breather here for a second in this bush. Try and have a quick 360-degree scan around us now. Almost definitely people are going to be running to our backs now as they try and make it into the zone. Don't see anybody just yet. Only the thunder. Oh, there's someone. I think we got a bit lucky there, maybe. Or unlucky, I should say. The leaf kind of flew right in my face there as we were trying to take that guy out. But we're still alive. Heart is starting to beat pretty fast now. Now there's only 8 people alive and the zone is getting rather small. Take a bit of cover behind this tree here. Try and get as close as we can. Try and use this long grass now as cover as well. As the zone moves in, this long grass is going to become more and more valuable to us. See if we see anybody silhouette against that mountain. Can't see anybody up here on this hill. In this first person mode, this is where it really gets intense now. No more third personing around objects. Oh, okay, there's someone. We'll try. Oh, miss. So unfortunately a bit of bad shooting there on my part. I think we managed to hit him twice, but it wasn't enough to take him down, unfortunately. That guy's going to be a thorn in our side, I'm sure, later on in the game, if we survive long enough. Usually how karma works. Now I've got to keep moving, really. Can't afford to stop for a single second. Somebody could be aiming down the barrel of the long sniper rifle at our head, and if we keep vigilant, hopefully we'll have a harder time doing that. I see a much higher chance of survival if we manage to get the one shot, and maybe we can heal up then. So we're going to have to make a run into the zone now, which obviously not ideal. 5 seconds left. Here we go. A little ditch here, which is nice. Can use this as cover. Gunfire there in the distance. Only 6 people alive now. Oh, there's another person. And he's down. He should have been down much quicker, but he is down. Another one down by the looks of things. And we've just about made it into the zone now. And we can even loot this guy. Oh, another one dead. Now there's only 4 people alive. This is getting pretty intense. I've never actually won solo ever, never mind in first person mode. So this could be a new one for me here if we win this. Now there's only 3 people alive. The prospect of winning's getting pretty high now. So long as we control the engagements as best we can. Obviously we've got pretty lucky here with the zone as well. So I'll just have a look around here, see if we can see anybody moving towards us. Can't see anybody to the north. Oh. That was lucky. Terrible shooting there once again. The nerves are getting to me now, I think. Quickly heal up now. See if we can see him peeking his head out. Hopefully take him down. Oh, he's running for it. Managed to hit him once as he ran away there. Not bad in 20 shots. 5% accuracy rate, I think is pretty good. Only 2 people alive now. Whoever's over there just took that guy out. Looking at the zone here, he's going to have to move down this hill to try and get into it. So maybe we can just wait him out here as he comes out of his cover. I think now, to be honest with you, it's whoever sees who first is going to win. So I'm just going to kind of wait him out here. We're now outside the zone again, so we are going to have to move. From where the firing came from, it looked like he is over there where the zone is, which puts us at a bit of a disadvantage. Still got a bit of time though. Just really trying to hear for footsteps here now. Just looking for any movement behind the trees or through the foliage. Also trying to avoid movement myself, trying to stay nice and still here. Okay, gonna have to make a move here. 5 seconds before the zone moves in. Move a bit further up this hill. Can we stay here? Nope, gonna have to keep moving. Still no sign of him. This is in a good spot. Fortunately, he's got the hill advantage. So he can fire down on us and we have to look up. Still no sign of him. We must be literally meters away from each other. Hit him once. Poke your head out. That's him again, I think, now. I think I'll move to the other side of the tree. Keep him guessing. Ah, can't believe we just won that, guys. My heart is pounding so hard right now. Can't believe it. That's the first time I've ever won solo. First person as well. Oh, Jesus.